It's a chill that runs down your spine, a sense of unease that settles in the pit of your stomach, as you hear the words "she's gone," a phrase that would change the lives of a family forever, and spark a decades-long search for answers that would lead to a shocking discovery in the heart of Texas. You're standing on the edge of a small town, surrounded by the vast expanse of the Texas countryside, the sun setting over the horizon like a fire slowly burning out. It's 1973, and the world is a different place, a time of vinyl records, bell-bottom jeans, and a sense of freedom that's hard to find in today's world. But amidst the peace and tranquility, a sense of unease settles over the town as a young woman, just 27 years old, vanishes without a trace. Her name is Sarah, and she's a free spirit, with a heart full of love and a mind full of wonder. She's the kind of person who lights up a room with her presence, and her disappearance sends shockwaves through the community. As the days turn into weeks, and the weeks turn into months, the town is left with only one question: what happened to Sarah? The investigation that follows is a complex web of twists and turns, with each new lead bringing more questions than answers. The police are baffled, the family is devastated, and the town is left to wonder if they'll ever see Sarah again. As you walk through the streets, you can't help but feel a sense of sadness, a sense of loss that hangs in the air like a thick fog. You see the faces of the people, etched with worry and concern, and you know that this is a town that's been forever changed by Sarah's disappearance. You're standing in a dense forest, the trees towering above you like sentinels, their branches creaking in the wind like the whispers of the dead. It's 2026, and the world has changed beyond recognition, but the mystery of Sarah's disappearance remains unsolved. That is, until a group of hikers stumble upon a set of human remains, buried deep in the woods, and the investigation that follows is a painstaking process of uncovering the truth. The police are called, and soon the forest is filled with the sound of sirens, the flash of cameras, and the murmur of voices, all trying to make sense of the discovery. As the news spreads, the town is left reeling, trying to come to terms with the fact that Sarah's body has been found, just a few miles from where she was last seen. The family is notified, and they're left to pick up the pieces of a puzzle that's been shattered for decades. The question on everyone's mind is, what happened to Sarah? Was it a crime of passion, a random act of violence, or something more sinister? As you walk through the forest, you can't help but feel a sense of unease, a sense of being watched, and you know that this is a place where secrets are buried, and the truth is waiting to be uncovered. The trees seem to loom over you, casting long shadows that stretch and twist in the fading light, and you can't help but wonder what other secrets they might be hiding. You're sitting in a dimly lit room, surrounded by the faint smell of cigarette smoke and the hum of a computer, as a team of detectives pore over the evidence, trying to piece together the events of that fateful night. The investigation is a complex web of twists and turns, with each new lead bringing more questions than answers. The police are baffled, the family is devastated, and the town is left to wonder if they'll ever know the truth. As you listen to the detectives, you can't help but feel a sense of frustration, a sense of being stuck in a never-ending loop of uncertainty. The evidence is circumstantial, the witnesses are unreliable, and the trail is cold. But the detectives are determined, driven by a sense of justice, and a need to uncover the truth. They're like dogs with a bone, refusing to let go, even when the trail goes cold. As you watch them work, you can't help but feel a sense of admiration, a sense of respect for their dedication, and their unwavering commitment to solving the case. The room is filled with the sound of typing, the rustle of papers, and the occasional murmur of a voice, as the detectives work tirelessly to unravel the mystery of Sarah's disappearance. You're standing in a small, cramped room, the walls closing in around you, as a shocking twist emerges, one that will change everything you thought you knew about the case. The detectives have discovered a new piece of evidence, one that points to a suspect, a person who was close to Sarah, but had been hiding in plain sight. The revelation is shocking, the implications are mind-boggling, and the town is left reeling, trying to come to terms with the fact that the killer may have been among them all along. As you process the information, you can't help but feel a sense of shock, a sense of disbelief, and a sense of wonder. How could this have happened? How could someone so close to Sarah have been capable of such a heinous crime? The questions swirl in your mind, like a vortex, pulling you down into the depths of the unknown. The room is filled with the sound of silence, the only sound the quiet hum of a clock, ticking away, as the weight of the revelation settles in. You're walking through a town, the streets empty, the house is dark, as the news of the twist spreads, like a wildfire, consuming everything in its path. The town is in shock, the family is devastated, and the detectives are left to pick up the pieces, trying to make sense of the revelation. The suspect is arrested, the evidence is mounting, and the case is finally starting to unravel. But as the truth begins to emerge, you can't help but feel a sense of sadness, a sense of loss, and a sense of regret. What could have been done to prevent this tragedy? What signs were missed? What warnings were ignored? The questions haunt you, like a ghost, following you everywhere, as you try to make sense of the senseless. The town is filled with the sound of silence, the only sound the occasional whisper of a voice, or the distant hum of a car, driving by, like a reminder that life goes on, even in the face of tragedy. You're standing in a quiet room, surrounded by the faint smell of old books, and the hum of a computer, as you reflect on the case, and the journey that's brought you to this point. The investigation is over, the suspect is behind bars, and the family has finally found closure. But as you look back, you can't help but feel a sense of unease, a sense of uncertainty, and a sense of wonder. What really happened to Sarah? What secrets are still buried, waiting to be uncovered? The questions haunt you, like a ghost, following you everywhere, as you try to make sense of the senseless. The room is filled with the sound of silence, the only sound the quiet hum of a computer, and the occasional creak of a chair, like a reminder that the truth is always complex, and always multifaceted. As you stand there, you can't help but wonder what other secrets are waiting to be uncovered, what other mysteries are waiting to be solved. The case of Sarah's disappearance is a reminder that the truth is always out there, waiting to be found, and that sometimes, the most shocking revelations are the ones that are closest to home. And so, you're left with one final question: what really happened to Sarah, and will we ever truly know the truth? As you finish watching this video, you can't help but feel a sense of unease, a sense of uncertainty, and a sense of wonder. The case of Sarah's disappearance is a reminder that the truth is always out there, waiting to be found, and that sometimes, the most shocking revelations are the ones that are closest to home. So, what do you think happened to Sarah? Share your theory in the comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more true crime content. And as you walk away from this video, you can't help but wonder, what other secrets are waiting to be uncovered, what other mysteries are waiting to be solved?